Hello everyone, welcome to Math World. This video is to discuss review questions 1 from chapter Quadratics. But before that, kindly join as member so that you are able to access to the members only videos. Okay, so let's get started. So question number 1, the function f is defined by fx equals to x squared minus 4x plus 8, whereby the x is real numbers. First part, express this quadratic function in the form of square of x minus a plus b. Okay, after that, hence, find the sets of values of x for which fx less than 9 and giving your answer in exact form. Okay, so there are two parts for this question here. So firstly, fx equals to x squared minus 4x plus 8. And now to get this form, this is basically the completed square form. So we need to apply completing the square method, which means you need to make sure the coefficient for x squared is positive 1. And you are aware that it is already positive 1. That means we can just proceed. So that means here we need to rewrite first two terms. After that, you plus square of the bracket and minus square of the bracket. After that, just rewrite the plus 8. So the term inside the bracket, it will be half of the coefficient of x, which is the minus 4 over 2. Okay, then from here, I will just refer to first and third term, write the square of the bracket, and the term inside the bracket should be just the first term and the third term over here. Okay, so I will be getting x, and for the third term, it is actually minus 4 over 2. Then when you simplify, you are getting minus 2. So this is my first term after you simplify, and now you combine these two terms at the back. So it will be minus square of minus 4 over 2, that is basically minus 4, then plus 8. Alright, because there is a minus before the bracket. So at last, you will be getting square of x minus 2, then minus 4 plus 8 is basically plus 4. Okay, so that is the solution for first part. Now for the second part, solve fx less than 9. Because of this word hence means use the answer from the previous part. So now fx less than 9. So previous part we have found this completed square form. Just rewrite and less than 9. And now to solve this inequality, okay, so I will change, or I will say, I will move the 9 to the left side. So plus 4 minus 9 becomes minus 5. Okay, and then instead of writing the minus 5, so I will express this as square of a number, which is square of square root 5. Okay, after that, I will apply another formula, that is a squared minus b squared. You will be getting a minus b times a plus b to get two factors, because we need to solve the inequality now. So which means your a is basically x minus 2 and the b is square root 5. Then after you apply this formula, okay, that means it will be x minus 2 minus square root 5. That is my x minus b, a minus b times with x minus 2 plus square root 5. That will be my a plus b and less than 0. Okay, so from here, to solve this, we need to sketch the quadratic curve. So our quadratic curve is based on this step. Okay, when I do expansion, it will be positive x squared. Alright, therefore, I will be having a smiley face graph. Okay, or this is a graph with a minimum point. And then now here I get two linear factors, and these two are different factors. Therefore, I will have two intersection points on my x-axis. Okay, so the values of these two intersection points on the x-axis will be, just let this bracket be 0. So when the first bracket be 0, your x is going to be positive 2 plus square root 5. And then another one, this is going to be 2 minus square root 5. Okay, when you let whole brackets be 0. And then this one is going to be 2 plus square root 5. So when you compare these two values, obviously the 2 plus square root 5 is more positive. So I will get a positive value, which is on the right side. and the 2 minus square root 5 will be less positive, or it will be smaller, or maybe it is a negative value. Okay, so then here we will just ignore these two values, no need to write it down. And then as the final answer, okay, so look at here, this is less than 0. So less than 0 means the graph will be below the x-axis, because this whole, when you do expansion, that is a fx less than 9. Okay, or I would say this is fx minus 9. So now that is represented by our quadratic curve here. So since this is less than 0, that means my region will be below the graph. Will be the graph below the x-axis. So final answer, my x is in between 2 minus square root 5 and 2 plus square root 5. Okay, so done for the first question. Now question number 2, the line 4y equals to x plus c, where c is a constant, is a tangent to the curve at the point P on the curve. Find the value of c. Okay, so when you look at these two lines, the line and the curve, so since a curve has square, alright, so when I solve the simultaneous equations, most likely I will be getting a quadratic equation. So which means you need to solve this question using quadratic method. And when it's mentioned tangent, which means, okay, if I simply sketch, okay, this is a graph, alright, then I simply sketch, tangent means it cuts at, or it touches, not cut, it touches at one point. Right, the line touches the curve at one point. That's the meaning of this. Or in other words, this one means just one real root. Okay, the one real root here means one real and equal root. That's the meaning of tangent. Okay, or another option is you can use the differentiation, because tangent is also dy dx equals to 0. The gradient of tangent is when dy dx equals to 0. Okay, something like that. So, but then here we are solving using quadratic. Alright, so from here, first question, 4y equals to x plus c, and then y square equals to x plus 3. Okay, so from here you can either eliminate the x or eliminate the y. It's up to you. So probably I will just eliminate the x from the first equation, because I will have a 4y here. So if I get the y as a subject, you will be getting over 4 later on. You will be getting the fraction. So I will prefer non-fraction. So therefore, I let my x be the subject. So move the plus c to the other side. That means you will be getting 4y minus c as my x. So now I will be solving these two simultaneous equations, which means substitute first into second equation. So I will be getting y squared equals to, my x will be replaced by 4y minus c. This is my x, then followed by plus 3. Okay, so now here I have y squared. So I will be getting a quadratic equation in terms of y. So what to do is just move all the terms to the left hand side. So I will be getting y squared minus 4y plus c minus 3 equals to 0. So the basic quadratic equation is basically ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So which means now your x has been changed to y. So then the c minus 3 is considered as a constant. Okay, so then now because of the tangent, so tangent means b squared minus 4ac equals to 0. But before that, I need to list down my ABC. So which means now here, I will write my A is 1 because of 1y squared. My B is minus 4. And then my C is going to be C minus 3. Okay, so now just replace all the formula, all the values into this discriminant equals to 0. You will be getting square of minus 4. Minus 4 times A is 1. C becomes C minus 3. Okay, and then from here you are able to find the C value. So do expansion, 16 minus 4C plus 12. Then your 4C move to the left side. So 16 plus 8 plus 12 is basically 28. So therefore your C is 28 divided by 4, that is 7. So done for the first question. Okay, now Part 2. Find the coordinates of P. So when you need to calculate the coordinates of P, go back to the question. The P, okay, is actually the intersection point, right? Because the line is a tangent at the point P. So this will be the point P. So now I need to calculate the intersection points. Basically, intersection points is found when you solve simultaneous equations, which means when you solve these two. So I will refer to this equation. After you replace a C value, that will be the equation that giving you the intersection point. Okay, so now my part 2. C equals to 7. Y squared minus 4y plus c minus 3 equals to 0 becomes y squared minus 4y. So when you replace a c by 7, it will be plus 4. Okay, then now just need to solve this quadratic equation, and when you factorize, this is basically y minus 2 squared equals to 0, which means your y is basically 2. Okay, so here we only get one intersection point because as mentioned in the question, the line is a tangent. So tangent only has one intersection point. After you found the y value, to find the x, you can just substitute back into the first equation or second equation from the previous part. So I will substitute into the first equation. That will be easier. So from first equation in part 1, my x is basically 4y minus c. So my c is 7. Okay, so now you just replace the y by 2. Therefore, my x is basically 1. So final answer, my p is with coordinates 1, 2. So that is the solution for part 2. Okay, next question, question 3. A curve has equation y equals to 3x squared minus 4x plus 4, and straight line has equation y equals to mx plus m minus 1, where m is a constant. Find the sets of values of m for which the curve and the line have two distinct points of intersection. Distinct means different. Okay, so now again, when you see intersection points, means that you need to solve simultaneous equation. So let this be first equation, and the next one be the second equation. So when I solve these two simultaneous equations, basically I will just let the first equal to second because both left side are y, right? So I will write 3x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals to mx plus m minus 1. And now just simplify all of this so that it will be arranged in the form of quadratic equation. So I will be getting 3x squared minus 4x. Okay, move the mx, so minus mx. Then plus 4. Move these two terms to the left side. It becomes minus m plus 1, then equals to 0. So again, expressed in ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So I will be getting 3x squared. Okay, you see here minus x, here minus x. Probably you can just write plus, okay, or I will just write I don't write the plus. I write the minus x. So minus, then here will be 4 plus mx. So I factorize the minus and the x. So both terms will be positive. And then simplify the 4 and the 1. That becomes 5 minus m equals to 0. Okay, again, we are going to solve this question using discriminant. So here are the three constants or three coefficients. I would say three coefficients. Okay, so now here, since there are two intersection points and two different intersection points, which means the discriminant is greater than 0. Okay, and now just simplify or just substitute all the values, not simplify, just substitute all the values. This will be my b squared minus 4, a is 3, c is 5 minus m. And now for the first one, because of the square of two terms, I need to do expansion. But we know that square of minus 1 is actually positive 1. Then you square of 4 plus m. Use the formula a plus b squared, that is going to be a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, then now you will be getting 16. You square the 4 becomes 16, and then plus 8m plus m squared. And now here do expansion. This is 12. 12 times 5, there's a minus, and negative 12 times minus m. So basically you will be getting minus 60 plus 12m greater than 0. Okay, now rearrange them and simplify. You will be getting m squared plus 20m minus 44 is greater than 0. Okay, this quadratic inequality can be factorized. So here you can just get m squared is m times m. Okay, and then after that, plus times minus is a minus. So I should have 1 plus and 1 minus here. Now, to get 44, the factors will be, it could be 22 and 2. Okay, but I need to get plus 20m here. Therefore, I will write plus 22 and minus 2. So that the middle one, when you do expansion, when you multiply these two, that will be plus 22m, and the next one is minus 2m. Okay, so the total here, the first and last column you need to times, and then the middle column you plus. So this is plus 20m. So at last, the factors, okay, just use cross multiplication, and you will be getting m minus 2 times m plus 22 and greater than 0. And now, when I need to sketch a graph, whenever you need to solve quadratic inequality, you must sketch a quadratic. One of the ways to sketch a graph, okay, the graph is easier method. So look at the coefficient for the m squared here. This is positive 1. Therefore, it has a minimum point. And now, when I let the factors be 0, the first one is 2 for the m, and the second one is negative 22. Therefore, I get 1 positive and 1 minus value. So when I do labeling, this is positive 2 and the other one minus 22. So the final answer, look at the inequality sign. This is greater than 0. That means it should be the region above the x-axis. So which means my final answer, okay, sorry, this is not x, it should be m, because you are solving the equation in terms of m now. So final answer, your m is greater than 2, because all this greater than 2, or m is less than negative 22. So this will be the solution of this question. Okay, question number 4. A curve has equation y equals to kx squared plus 2x minus k, and a line has another equation. Find the sets of k values for which the curve and line do not intersect. So do not intersect means that no intersection point. Or in other words, I can say that we solve it by assuming that have intersection point, but then in that equation there's no root. Okay, so which means now here I will be using the discriminant is less than 0. And again, we need to solve the simultaneous equations. So I will be getting kx squared plus 2x minus k equals to kx minus 2. And now here, rearrange all the terms. Okay, and now I have two terms with the x, so I can group them first. Okay, then write down the coefficients. A is k, b is 2 minus k, and c is 2 minus k. And now use this formula, okay, because you are given that they do not intersect or no roots. So here I will write square of 2 minus k minus 4. My a is k, my c is 2 minus k, less than 0. Okay, so from here, when we solve this inequality, you can either do expansion because of the square. Otherwise, you see any common term. Okay, so I notice that the 2 minus k is in common. That means I will be factorizing this 2 minus k. So once I have factorized this 2 minus k, the first term, square of 2 minus k, still have degree 1 of 2 minus k. And then the next one is going to be minus 4k, because the 2 minus k is taken out. So it's just left minus 4k and less than 0. Then now here, the square bracket, you can simplify it. It becomes 2 minus 5k and less than 0. Okay, so now next step is going to be the graph sketching. So when I refer to here, okay, again this equation, when I do expansion, this is going to be positive k squared because we always square the second term. So as long as it is positive k squared, means I will be drawing a graph with minimum point. Okay, and now my x-axis or my horizontal axis becomes k because of the equation in terms of k, no x. And now to label the intersection points, all the intersection points, let this be 0, your k is 2, and this is 2 over 5. So which means here 2 and this is 2 over 5. So final answer, less than 0. Less than 0 means below the k-axis. So my final answer is going to be k between these two values. Okay, so that's the solution of this question. Now, question number 5. By using a suitable substitution, solve the equation. Okay, so when you look at the equation over here, you have squared. This is also squared. So you are not recommended to do expansion even though there is a square, because if you expand it, this is quadratic, and the second term you have quadratic in the denominator. So later on, to cancel off or to eliminate the denominator, then at last the numerator here becomes degree 4 for the x. So it becomes complicated. What we need to do is I will just use substitution method to solve this question. Okay, and not direct expanding. Okay, so I will let u equals to 2x minus 3, which means now here, okay, or if I let u be 2x minus 3, this is u squared, you see, u squared minus 4u squared minus 3 equals to 0. So at last, when I do expansion, this is u degree 4. So I don't want to get this. What to do is you can just square the 2x minus 3. Which means now I will be getting u minus 4 over u minus 3 equals to 0. And now times the whole equation by u. To eliminate the u in the denominator, you will be getting u squared minus 4 then minus 3u equals to 0. And now rearrange. So this is u squared minus 3u minus 4 equals to 0. And now here, just try to factorize. You will be getting u times u is u squared. The 4, now look at here, before you decide the factors, look at the sign first. Plus, minus times plus is minus. So I should have 1 minus and 1 plus. But in order to get minus 3 from the 4, the factors of 4, when you add up these two values, you need to get minus 3. That means I will write minus 4 plus 1. Okay, minus 4 plus 1, that is minus 3. And minus 4 times 1 is minus 4. So here is going to be minus 4u, and this is plus u. So you will be getting u squared minus 3u minus 4. Okay, this will be my quadratic expansion when I expand it, and hence my factors will be u plus 1 and u minus 4. Okay, therefore from here, my u equals to minus 1 when you let u plus 1 be 0, or u equals to 4. Now, but then don't forget, we need to solve the question. Your question in terms of x now. And then this is my substitution. Okay, so which means I will just direct replace. Which means now here I will write 2x minus 3 squared equals to minus 1, or square of 2x minus 3 equals to 4. So from the first one, we know that impossible to get the solution because of square of the number is negative 1. So this one you just write no solution. Okay, and we will be getting the answer from the second part. That will be 2x minus 3 equals to plus minus 4. Plus minus square root 4. Then I will be getting plus minus 2. And now here I will split it into 2. So it will be 2x minus 3 equals to 2, and 2x minus 3 equals to minus 2. So now my 2x equals to 5, or 2x equals to 1. Okay, so at last my x will be 5 over 2, or x equals to half. So lastly, I will only get 2 solutions. Alright, so that's all for this solution, and it also comes to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy watching my video, please subscribe to the channel and share this channel with your friends, and also turn on the notifications so that you will be notified on the new posting of the videos. And don't forget to join as member so that you will be able to access to the members only videos. Alright, thank you everyone. Bye.